you're told, let go and let God. How much of a problem is that for you? Just to let it go and let God. So you just go about your normal daily routine, and it's being done for you, not by you.
Yeah.
Because that was my hard thing, was just to keep Lindell out of it.
Yeah, the ego wants to get involved. We feel as though unless we're not doing something, then we're not helping the situation.
Actually, the ego doesn't want to be part of it. He wants to run the whole show. So the ego wants to run the whole show, and he'll do so. And he don't care what happens to you. This is a psychological drama. Understand that the as within, so without. So if you don't want to be facing it on the without, then don't sit and think about it. Thoughts are things. Certainly, you know that by now. Thoughts are things. And when you think about them, you give them life, your life. What has your attention has your life. So be careful of what it is you entertain as thought, because you'll wind up experiencing it. And I can't really tell you any more than that. I mean, if you follow any of the things we talked about, anyone will open the whole package. So that's it. You don't need to know a lot of things. If you get one straight, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Just practice that. You'll make it, all the problems go away if you'll just do that. If a man will order his conversations aright, he's told he'll be shown heaven. What else would you want?
I actually have a question. You speak of he will be shown heaven, and you talked about Joseph Murphy telling you one time that if you had a sandwich, then that's your salvation. So can you touch on that a little bit?
Well, yeah, that's it. In other words, it's whatever you're doing. In other words, as you think you are. So if you straighten out your thinking, you'll straighten out who you are. Simple as that. Change your mind, change your world. I mean, that's for everybody. And the fact that there are things that happen that seem just catastrophically terrible, but actually nothing dies. You're forever. As you think you are forever. Because there's nothing transforming in death. Like I say, if you die a ding-dong, you get to play ding-dong again. And again, and again, and how long, oh Lord, how long? Well, when you get it, that's when it is for you. And you can get it. You're given. Choose this day.
Linda, my question to you then, if it's as easy as a man thinks, so is he, choose you this day, why aren't more people doing it?
Because they don't believe that. They believe something else. See, that's the whole thing. It's as you think you are. If you're choosing or not choosing, that's the difference that makes the difference. We're considering that if it's choose this day, choose, you're going to choose what you want, not what you don't want. But the problem is, most people spend their time choosing more of what they don't want and not anything about be rid of it. So they're doing the denial of themselves, and they're trying to blame everybody out there. I mean, I had my list. I'm sure you had yours.
Absolutely.
Of all the people who the reason you're where you are. But it isn't so. They themselves are makers of themselves. You made yourself. Stop blaming anybody else. It's just looking at yourself. That's all. The self-examination. See? A life without a self-examination isn't worth living, we're told. Examine yourself. Stop examining everybody else. Just mind your own business. Everyone is looking for someone else to do for them what they know in their own heart they must do for themselves. They may deny it forever, but until they accept it, they're out in the cold. And it's all self-doing. So think about it that way.
So now let me ask the question pointed to Sal. So Sal, have you found that to be also your experience? Did you find it hard for people to take responsibility for Choose You this day? Did they look for someone outside of them, or was it something that they understood and they were able to act upon?
Found that a lot of people understood the knowledge, but they found it very difficult to apply.
Everybody does.
Yeah,
Everybody has the same problem. Ego wants to be constantly fed. Because if you gave it life, now you feed it. If you don't feed it, it dies.
I think that is where the patience comes in, where you are just trying to train or change the way you automatically think and react to the world. You persistently remind yourself, and the way a lot of the times I did and how I suggested was just to go choose a lecture or something to repeat to yourself, just to put you back on track, because you fall asleep constantly.
People don't like to be told what to do. You're telling them what to do. So right away, they're adverse to what you're saying. So it takes someone who's looking to know first person to even listen. If you didn't want to know first person, no more just hearsay, you wouldn't be talking to me now, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Yes, that's it. See, that's it. And that's who I'm looking for. I'm not looking for fans. I'm looking for teachers. It's out there. I put it out there for 45 years. I've been putting it out there. That's the whole idea. It'll finally get around, and the whole world will be saved from the messages like Neville and a thousand others. It'll finally sink in, but it takes something like these, what's happening right now with the virus and that. It takes these kind of things to kind of wake up people, and some of them puts them to sleep.
It's interesting you say that. I can only speak on behalf of my own experience and those that I've been in contact with through my own journey of helping people. And for me, what turned me to seeking something was exactly a situation when I felt like I was against the wall and a rock in a hard place, wherever that saying goes. When you're put in a situation just like this virus for a lot of people, it has you really turn inwardly and start questioning and start searching.
If it turns you within, then it's beneficial.
Since we're talking about assumptions and what we decide to dwell on, it's actually the perfect opportunity to talk about something like this while the world seems to be experiencing what it is now. I will choose to see the good side of this situation rather than dwelling on the bad. There will always be two options in any situation we're ever dealing with. And to begin with, if we're just going to be logical anyway, focusing on what's really going wrong has never really helped.
The lady said it. She said, well, common sense. That would be common sense. But then she says, but common sense isn't really all that common.
No, but I didn't have much common sense either. I thought I did.
Look, when we were all born, from that moment, you're hypnotized, mesmerized to whatever's going on around you, the whole drama. And that's what this is. This is a dream. And you're told to dream the dream. And you're also told that when you're not dreaming the dream, you're starting to die. It's always up to you to keep going forward. Because if you're not going forward, you'll be going backwards. Even standing in the same spot and not moving is backwards. So it's always up to you to be moving forward in whatever you're doing. And it doesn't matter what you're doing because, like I tell you, God's no respecter of people. He doesn't, what you're doing or what you think you accomplished or didn't accomplish, or all that means nothing. You're here to experience life. That's what you're doing. And what you think about it, that's what you're experiencing. Think different. Mm-hmm. That's simple.
I think I understand what you're saying. Just to let people know, it doesn't mean moving forward in having to be the kind of person that you need to accomplish bigger and better things in the world that we live, in the material world.
But the only one you have to be concerned about is you and your thinking. That's all you have to be concerned about. It's very simple. You can complicate the hell out of it if you want to, but why? Why do that? You're told, be still and know that I'm God. That seems like simple enough instructions to me. It was for me. And I got cheered on to do exactly that, as I'm cheering anyone who's listening on to do exactly that. Change your mind, change your world. That sounds simple enough. It's all about disciplining yourself to think a different way than the way you're thinking now. Because as you think, you are. So if you want to be different, you have to think different. It's all very simple, really. And the idea is a kiss. Keep it simple, stupid. That hit me right where I live. Because I would analyze everything to dust. And that never dies. Ask any housewife.
That's me. Yes, look, I agree. I think I also did a lot of that at the beginning. I was one of those that needed to understand it and the intricate details, and I think I brushed on it earlier in our conversation. I soon realized when I said the comment of hitting my head against the wall, I've got to go back to how simple this is, and it's just being very, very aware of what I'm thinking. By that analogy, I meant I felt like I needed to find out more, or that I didn't have enough information. I had to analyze it.
All you need to do is focus on what you've been telling me. Just focus on that. Open and quicken. That's what you're to do. If you do that, it opens the whole thing. If you just open any one of the suggestions, what you've been telling me, it'll open everything. If you move in and think from for a little time, it'll show benefits. And once it shows benefits, nobody will have to cheer you on anything. You'll be putting on full steam ahead.
This is something that's way behind me now, but the reason why I bring it up is it's important for people to see the pitfalls that people have come across whilst learning and applying the law. That if you can avoid it, or if you acknowledge that's what you are doing and you feel stuck in applying the law, our recommendation is just drop it and go back to how simple your message is, for example, Lindell. Just be aware of what you're thinking, because that's what's creating. That's it.
I think enough for you to think about, don't you?
Yeah.
All right, let's wind it down.
In closing, we keep it simple and focus on what we know, focus on our attention, focus on our thinking. That should get us there, correct?
That's it. You already know it. You just have to remember it. That's it. So you have to be quiet to remember. That's it. Well, have a nice day, people. Talk to you later.
Thank you, sir. And Sal?
Thank you, Lindell.
Thank you.
Thank you, DeCarlo, for your time. Thank you.
Okay. Hey.
Goodbye.
All right, sir.
Thank you, Linda.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.